Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new series on my channel. I'm calling it Reading Rhythm, and in the course of this series I'm going to be starting off with very basic rhythms like whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and I'm going to expand outward through the most challenging rhythms possible. I'm going to be putting up on the screen the actual music that we're looking at the time. I will be looking at it live. You will be seeing it on the screen. I'm going to use the keyboard to demonstrate how these rhythms are played, how they sound, how long they're held out, how many beats they're worth, and we're going to go from there. This is going to be an incremental approach, so if you've never read rhythms before, this is your place to be. We're going to start very basic. Now, everything we're going to do as of right now is going to be in 4/4. All right, now this is the first thing we should talk about. 4/4 is what's called the most common time signature used. Now, a time signature is found at the beginning of all pieces of music, doesn't matter what the instrument is, and it's two numbers, all right? And typically, you're going to see 4/4. The top 4 tells you that there's 4 beats in every measure of that piece of music, all right? The bottom 4 tells you that it's the quarter note that gets the beat, which means the quarter note equals 1 beat, okay? So the two notes we're going to talk about briefly here would be the whole note and the half note, and I'm not going to do anything with them in terms of an exercise. It's very basic. The whole note is worth 4 beats, which is why it's called a whole note, because in 4/4, which means measures with 4 beats in them, it rings for the whole measure. So the word whole note takes its name for the function of actually ringing for the whole measure, okay? So everything in music is very logical and reasonable. So that is the reason why we call the whole note the whole note. So the whole note is worth 4 beats, and if you're playing an instrument other than drums, your note will sustain. Now, if you're playing drums, you'll hit the drum on 1, and you have to respect the count of 4 beats, the passage of 4 beats before you play again, unless you're doing like a buzz roll or something like that. But on piano, we're going to demonstrate that. Very simple. The whole note is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Moving on to the next note in succession, we have the half note, which is worth 2 beats. All right, and the reason we call it the half note is because one of those half notes rings for half of the measure. The measure has 4 beats, half of 4 is 2, the half note's worth 2 beats. As a result, we're going to be playing it twice within the count of 4 beats, within a measure of 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's your half note. Now that we've got the introductory stuff out of the way, we're going to be doing a couple lines from various... I'm just going to show you this, guys. This is one hell of a resource, okay? Teaching Rhythm by Joel Rothman, all right? And it's about 97 pages. And, you know, this is not a sponsorship. I'm just telling you guys this is one hell of a resource, whether you're a drummer or if you just want to study rhythm, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to be pulling from this book, and I will be giving you excerpts on the screen. So we're going to start with a page that's called Quarter Notes with 1 quarter note rest. Now, the rests are just symbols that indicate and tell you to not play, all right? So we're going to do the very last line of this page, and I will put it up on screen, all right? There you go. All right, I'm going to play this and count this. Now, there's 4 full measures in the first line. There's 4 full beats in every measure, okay? And it's all quarter notes and quarter note rests. And the whole point of doing this is to acknowledge the full length of the quarter note, keeping your beats even as you play through, and also acknowledging the rest with the same value as the quarter note itself. So here we go. Starting on the first measure here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're resting on 4. And we're resting on 1 of the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Very basic stuff, but I'm sure there's someone out there that's confused already. I hope that's not true, but let's continue. Okay, I'm going to go on to another page. I don't want this to be too boring, so I'm going to move to a page that uses half notes and half note rests in addition to the quarter notes, okay, with this line. Now, this particular line doesn't have any rests. It's going to be quarter notes and half notes, okay? Here we go. Measure 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I want you to notice the half note on beat 2 rings for 2 beats. That's why I held it down, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just realized this is repeating. So let's move on to another one. I think we're going to go with a line that actually uses quarter notes with the half note rest. There's no half notes. Here we go. When I get to the rest, you're going to notice I continue the count as steady as possible, acknowledging the passage of time, but no note is played. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Very simple, straight to the point. All right, guys, I think that's all we're going to cover for today. I wanted to cover the whole note, half note, quarter note, the rests, the passage of time, 4/4 being common time. Sometimes at the beginning of a piece of music, you'll actually see a C where there's no numbers. That stands for common time, which is the same as 4/4. So I want to do this very incrementally, make it very slow and easily digestible. I want to cater to the person that has the most trouble with this. If you find this boring, then, you know, either wait for a future lesson where things get more interesting or search elsewhere. But I'm going to be doing this from the ground up. And please, if anyone has any questions or comments, maybe some requests for a specific thing that they want targeted, leave it in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.